Guys, I want to welcome you back to the channel. I hope you like and subscribe to the video if you enjoy it. Let's cut right to the chase. This is my EDC, my everyday carry. I consider this a minimalist carry and for obvious reasons. But let's get into it. Let's talk about what I'm carrying and why I don't think you need to carry all sorts of stuff that you see on some other channels. Not knocking them, I just don't think it's necessary. So the first thing you need to think about is where are you going every day that you're carrying the stuff? If it's an EDC on your person, which is what this is, you're limited for space. Look, you could throw in all sorts of other items in here, right? I could take a tourniquet and throw a tourniquet into the mix. I could throw a tape measure into the mix. I could throw all sorts of stuff in here, but there's no point in carrying this on my person. I need a minimalist kit that I can carry on my person every day, whether I'm going to work, whether I'm going to the grocery store, to run an errand, it doesn't matter. These are the items that I will most likely need and that will most likely get me out of trouble or help me in a situation that I might find myself in. So let's start over here. We've got the watch. Any watch will do, theoretically, but I think the smartwatch is a better choice. Reason being, this is a watch, this is a calculator, this is a compass, this is a notepad, this is a phone, this is a GPS. This watch can help me in a lot of scenarios, and it also eliminates all those other items that I just mentioned. So rather than carrying 6 or 7 different items in my pocket, I have this watch as one. The phone kind of overlaps with the watch. This is a camera. Let's say, God forbid, you get into a car accident. You need to document it. You need to take a picture of the person's plate, the scene, what happened. Maybe, who knows? But you've got a camera on here. You've also got a compass. You've also got a flashlight. You've also got a means of communication. You have unlimited uses. This is essentially all the information in the entire world is accessible via this device in the palm of your hand. Think about that for a minute, and it really is. But these two devices have batteries, so they may die. If one dies, you've got the other, and vice versa. Moving along here. This is the pack that I keep my Leatherman in. The reason I chose this pack as opposed to just the clip on the Leatherman, there's a purpose behind this. The Leatherman goes inside here, and then I could take my flashlight and I could slip it right in here. And then this can clip onto my belt. So this is awesome because I can keep 2 tools in this one pouch and eliminate some space. Remember, I'm going for the minimalist here. I want to have what I need, but not a lot of other stuff. This is great because you've got a very bright flashlight. For those of you that have not seen this before, this is the 2 AAA mag light, and obviously you can't see it on the video here, but this light is super bright. I mean, this rivals the 2 AA, this rivals the bigger mag lights, and it's super small. I mean, look at it in the palm of my hand. I take this on the subway every day. I live in New York and I work in New York City. So this light is always with me on the subway. God forbid the train stops, we lose power. For whatever reason, I need to go out onto the tracks to escape, or just, you know, who knows? I might be in an elevator in a high-rise building. I might be in a parking garage. I might be in a shopping mall. You know, I might be in a stairwell. Places where you think there's emergency lighting, there should be emergency lighting, but oftentimes there is not emergency lighting. It might be nighttime. I might be walking home from the train. I might be on a side street. I might not be able to see so well. I may have dropped something. Or I might be driving my car and I got a flat tire and I need to get out of the car and look at the tire and look at the lug nut and make some type of repair. This is an awesome light, super small, super bright, goes right into the Leatherman case. A Leatherman. This tool is invaluable. Guys, I've been carrying all makes and models or models of Leatherman for years. You know, this is the Rev. I also have the Wingman. I have many other models. But the one thing I like about the Leatherman, it's got a pair of pliers, it's got a knife, it's got some screwdrivers. Some of them have scissors, some of them have saw blades. And these knives, let me tell you guys, they are super sharp. I have used these to strip wires, to do all sorts of repairs. This is an invaluable tool. I've even used this to pull splinters out. These pliers right here, they really grab on. I think you would be hard-pressed to find something more valuable than having a Leatherman on your person. With that being said, let's keep moving along here. These are my car keys. When I'm in my car, Now, yes, I'm always carrying this, but maybe I'm not. You know, this EDC is for 90% of the time, but there might be 10% of the time, maybe I'm going to the beach, right? So I'm not wearing my typical pair of pants or shorts with a belt. I may not have pockets. I might have my keys in my hand. So on my keys, I keep another one AAA mag light. This is also a really super bright light. Not as bright as this, but super bright nonetheless. I have actually used this at night to help somebody change a tire when it was the only light we had. So it's great when it's always on your keys. Quarters. People think that there's no more payphones in the US. That's largely true, but let me tell you, they still do exist. I mean, like I said, I work in New York City. I come across them all the time. They are still out there in a true emergency, in a true crisis, whether it's 9/11 all over again, something worse, the grid down. You know, try to pick up your cell phone. Try to make a phone call on your cell phone on New Year's Eve when everyone else is picking up that phone. Try to call on this cell phone when some breaking news happens and everybody wants to pick up the phone and call somebody and talk about it. Most of the time you can't. You can't get through. The towers are just clogged. But you know what? A payphone, a landline phone, that is always going to work. I don't disagree. Sometimes they're a little challenging to find. They're not as out there as they used to be, but they still exist. You can still use them, and it's great to have quarters on you. You know what? Maybe you need it for the parking meter if all else fails. Finally, we've got a lighter here. I don't smoke, but you know what? You might be in a scenario where you need a lighter, whether that's some type of event that you need warmth, you need to light something on fire, whether that's a candle, a piece of paper, you know, you just don't know. And this takes up no space, no room at all, and you just don't know when you're going to need fire. You really don't. Or at the very least, you might be in some type of shady situation, and maybe you could barter. You know, maybe someone's coming over you, hey, can I bum a cigarette? You don't smoke, but you know, you have a lighter. You can give somebody this lighter. That just might save your life depending on the situation you're in and who that person is and what that person wants. So like I said, this is very minimalist, but I'd say for 90% of the time, this is really all you need to carry. Now, again, some people carry a lot more stuff. They carry firearms, they carry iPhone cables, chargers, lots of multi-tools with all different bits and extensions and drivers, Sharpies. That's great. You know, I'm not knocking the people that carry that, but you need to be able to carry this every day on your person. And if your pockets are filled with all this extra garbage, quite honestly, you're probably not going to carry it all the time. This, again, from a bare minimalist setup, I think is very sufficient, and it also allows me a little bit room if maybe one day I want to take something extra. So maybe there is a device that I want to take that day that I wouldn't normally carry. Maybe one day I really do want to carry the tourniquet. You know, maybe I'm going hiking or shooting or camping or some event where I may want to carry the tourniquet. Well, you know what? I've got some extra room in my pocket because I'm not carrying iPhone chargers, extra battery packs, and all that other stuff that, quite frankly, I just don't think you need. So with that being said, I'm just going to kind of shut the Leatherman again to just show you how minimalist this setup actually is, because I want you to think about it. This is going to be on your belt, and you've now got the Leatherman and the flashlight safely on your belt. This is going to be on your wrist. So these two items aren't even in your pockets. This doesn't take up any amount of space. This can go in your front pocket for all intents and purposes. So that basically leaves you with two items. Keys, which you may or may not even have. Maybe you don't even have a car. Maybe you just have a couple of house keys. You won't have this large remote. And your phone, which goes in your pocket. And if you don't have the phone, you've got the watch, which doubles as a phone. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Please leave some comments. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'm trying to boost the subscribers here. And leave comments. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Maybe there's something I'm doing that you might disagree with. Let me know. I'm open to ideas. Or maybe there's something you do that I didn't think of. You know, I'm happy to share it here on the channel. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you get some ideas out of this. And I'll see you soon.